Yeah, but are we going to go live right away or just say, is there a standby mode?
No.
Most people put on like a splash screen and music and then let it have that run for a few minutes.
Yeah, that's right. Most
Yeah.
people put on a splash screen and music. So.
Got it.
I made our splash screen.
Well, I gotta waiting for the game to start one. And I got a screen for.
Okay. Where the fuck is everybody?
Yeah.
Are we live, Mike, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I shouldn't have said that.
I don't know. I just sent Allison a bunch of harassing messages anyway.
Really? They're on his ass for that.
Would that shut that one down too? The conversation in the chat?
Yeah.
It would? So.
They're not talking.
Yeah, I know, but. I just meant what's going over the stream.
Yeah.
Do you have the mic muted?
No.
I'm trying to tell you to please mute the stream.
Buddy entered your channel.
Hello.
Yep. Just waiting on Allison. They might be seized out or something.
How is everybody tonight? Pretty good.
Minutes or so to show up, and then we'll start.
Okay, we are live, Mike.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. We're just waiting for some of our players here. We're a little concerned about Allison. She suffers from a seizure disorder and may be like doing that. We don't know, so we're gonna wait and see. We are not expecting Brianna tonight. She had to work.
No, game is Sans Madrimlian.
That's right. So you will not hear Madrimlian tonight, which unfortunately gave our GM an idea for a plot, which I'm somewhat concerned about. So this could be interesting. And how's everyone doing tonight? This is to the players.
Good.
Right on.
Doing very well. Thank you very much. Rowley.
Asma's doing good too.
Right on. Right on. Yeah, so we're trying something new with our audio setup. I apologize for the echo last time. I did not realize I was doing that. I was monitoring the stream, but it was on silent so that you wouldn't hear it in the background, and I was completely incomprehensible. Everybody else was fine. They had a slight echo, but you could not understand me at all because it sounded like I was yelling out the Grand Canyon. So what I am currently doing is I am in the process of re-recording everything that I said in the process of that stream, and I hope to archive it to my Patreon and my YouTube channel as soon as that is done. So we will probably be a week or two behind on the archives for those who may care to follow along in the future if you're watching this on replay. This one should archive here because I figured out how to do that. So I am such a Twitch noob. I apologize.
Waiting. Keep them players waiting. Waiting. Nelson.
So what did you think of that?
She's going to be a few minutes. Her roomie said she was in the tub.
She's in the tub.
Hey, I was in the tub too, but
women.
I got out before the stream. Okay, sorry.
Fucking women.
Oh, yes.
She probably lost track of time and had a seizure. She does that when she relaxes.
That's probably true. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry you asked me a question there, Blake, and I missed it.
I sent a video to Aaron about staying home. I was wondering what he thought of it.
I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron had to make
I've seen that old guy before. I've heard him do Dio's Last in Line.
Oh yeah, I remember him. He was good. Well, the last in line. Okay, no, he was excellent.
Yeah. He would do this song and basically Stay the Fuck at Home, it's called.
Oh, good. All right, I'll shut down my Discord now because Not that anybody will see or hear any of this, so. So I guess this is a good opportunity to tell people that we have a Patreon, and if you'd like to support the broadcast, you can do that at patreon.com/Sable Aradia, just like the channel. If you don't want to do that, but you do want to support us, I have a Ko-fi or Ko-fi too, and that's Ko-fi with the dash in it, like they do, .com/Sable Aradia as well. So there's a way to do it.
And if you just want to drive by and throw money at our house,
We're not giving people the address. This is Twitch. Well, I think in a couple minutes here we should start at 15 minutes past, even if Allison hasn't come. And she'll just have to jump in when she shows up.
Sounds like a plan. I'm sure that, she's trying as quick as she can.
I'm sure that's true. Yeah, I have no doubt of that.
oh yeah,
No judgment, Disability's disability. You got to work around it, right?
and Diane has no judgment on people spending a long time in the tub.
No, I have no right to say a word about that. I am kind of known for my
I
long...
could say some things about it, but I won't.
No, that would be good.
Fortunately, I live in Canada, so I can smoke hash.
Hey, I have a question, guys. Are you hearing the, like a TV sound in the background?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Sadly,
How loud is it?
Not too bad.
yeah, it's fairly quiet, but I can hear that there's voices, not necessarily what they're saying.
Oh god, that drives some people crazy.
Is that, we're trying to turn down the gain. Is that any better?
But you're really quiet now.
Just got
No,
really
I'm really
quiet.
quiet. No, I'm really quiet, you said?
Yeah.
But your voice is really clear now.
Oh, okay.
How's that?
Checking.
Good.
That's good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we're
That's
good.
the best it's been.
Great.
Okay.
All right, we're a quarter after. Let's get this thing on the road, shall we?
Let's get this show on the road. Did everybody get a chance to read the report on the website?
There's a report where...
I
Look
did.
at that.
Go to the campaign. Go to
Yep.
Go to sessions. There should be a session.
Session.
Oh, so I'm in my streamer mode here, right? And I would like to thank G-Man number 99, Rowan, Elvirus, Big Mac TMMM, Allison BMH, and Garth Vader 101 or 121 for the follows. Welcome aboard, guys.
Okay, I see it. Oh, fun.
Did I just hear the F word? Awesome.
So I take it everybody else has had a chance to read it?
No, I can't find it.
Oh.
There's a thing that says sessions
under
list.
again?
Go to campaigns.
campaign
Yeah.
pink.
What's that?
Clicked on Toy Soldiers Old School campaign page.
Right. Then there should be a menu that says sessions on it. Let me take a look here. Take a look at my menu.
If the audience would like to follow along, just go to the following URL, www.worldanvil, like the thing you hammer, anvil, worldanvil.com, /W/Toy Soldiers Saga, all one word, and then scroll down to the bottom of the page and you'll see a thing that says campaigns, and you will see Toy Soldiers Old School, and that is the campaign we're doing. It's easier than giving you the URL for the campaign itself.
Okay, if you got the Toy Soldiers Old School menu up, it says home, player characters, NPCs, parties, plots, sessions.
Yeah,
You
I
have
found
that.
sessions list.
Okay, then you should have a session called Introductions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, go to that one and view the report.
Found it.
Okay.
And now that you've gone to all the trouble to send her there, maybe you should share it with the audience.
How do I share it with the audience?
Read it.
Okay. I gotta. Okay, introductions. The characters have met. They joined the Avalonian Navy for 5 years and through either station or merit have been assigned as officer cadets called midshipmen. The two senior middies, as they were there for a few months, were assigned junior non-commanding officer ranks as ensign and helped the crew to get stowed aboard. They first got to meet the quartermaster, a lieutenant commander named, and I can't remember, so I'll get that when we get it.
Brianna usually keeps our notes and she's not here.
And she didn't keep the note.
Oh, darn.
And who assigned the lot, there are 8 of them, including the cat, to the middies berth where they began to settle in. A few minutes later, the Marine commander, a rather large and attractive Alfar named Lieutenant Commander Goldenbow Navarre, came in to introduce himself, and later, Navarre's younger brother came in to dress them down for some pretty crap and assign them all to extra duties. It seems Lieutenant Goldenbow Numalor is not getting off on the right foot. After the night shifted their duties, with the young druidess pulling a late night, early morning, not get upset her new post lieutenant, one Lieutenant Tremaine Alisander, druid's mate, they returned to their bunks to get some sleep and wait the day shift. Ensign Madrimlian found a note tucked into his hammock and opened it in a manner common to him, alone in the corner. Gets a wide-eyed look on his face and says, "I have to talk to my father before he goes to bed for the day," and hurries out the hatch, note still in hand.
I see. Wee-oo. All right, let's take off the screen that says waiting for the game to start now, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the meantime, how about everybody, once again, introduce themselves briefly and the character they're playing with their pronouns. I will start. My name is Diane, or Sable Aradia. I am playing Celine Sunfall, who is an idealistic young priestess of Arianrod, the moon goddess. And my pronouns are she or they.
Okay, I'm Aaron. I'm game mastering this game. I'm also playing Ruavel Sunfall, a young Alfar nobleman. Right? And my pronouns are Lord and Master.
His pronouns are he, him, and doofus, I guess.
I'm called Rowan, although my mother named me Brenda, and I play Von Vin, the Elven Druidess. My pronouns are she and her.
Yes.
Hey,
I'm Allison. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're here.
Yay!
I'm
Go
the
ahead,
sneaky
Allison.
bitch.
Go ahead,
I'm
Alice.
Allison. I'm playing Alva. My pronouns are she and her. I'm transgender. Other than that, I have no clue what else I'm supposed to say.
Good enough.
Okay, I'm Dawn. I play Yasma Snowwind, or she and her.
And we have... Has Taz
Hi,
gone?
my name is Blake.
Has Taz gone?
Yeah, Yasmin just announced herself.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead, Blake.
Hi, I'm Blake, as the game master just said, and I'll be playing Crowley, who is a character race of my own creation. It's a cat humanoid creature, about 3 feet tall, and pronouns are he and him.
I am Taz. I go by he. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Arden Spellsword. Elven Magus. Or she.
A she, yes.
A she elven magus, which is basically a moon elf for those of you who
Follow,
are familiar with other settings. So
follow that other setting that shall not be named. You can't name it on.
yeah.
Huh?
All right. Well, fair enough. The
That
pictures.
setting that Wizards of the Coast owns.
Yes, but anyway, our picture is still showing, waiting for the game to start, and we're
Oh, how
bleeding
come-
viewers.
Well, how do I change the picture? I changed it on here.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I should refresh the page. Maybe that's the problem. Making sure it works. Sorry, my computer is slow. Which is why we're streaming on his computer.
Yep.
There we go. Looks good. Okay, so in the meantime, I guess so Madrimlian took off.
Yeah, he just leaves the middy's berth, heads up the hatch, and
Does he take this letter with him?
yes.
Shit. Hey, wait, she says, where are you going?
I gotta talk to my dad. I'll be back, he says.
Okay. Wow. He didn't get permission to leave the ship, did he?
Well, his dad's on the ship.
Oh, okay.
His dad's first officer on the ship.
Right. Okay, well, I'm going to go up and look and see if I can figure out what's going on, since I'm too curious for my own good and I haven't been assigned anything else currently, have I?
Rest and... You gotta shift coming up here right away.
Right. Okay, well, I guess I'll get dressed quickly then and make sure I'm ready for my shift and just go up after that.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
I'm not sure. Where am I?
You're in the middies berth, right, on the ship, right? You guys, the night shift has just ended, right? Which was the males, right? And the women are now getting up to do the day shift, right?
Okay.
When this scene happens.
Was I on the night shift? I think I
Oh,
was, wasn't I?
No, you're on the day shift.
Yeah, it ended up with a gender
Okay.
divide for as far as characters go.
Yeah.
Just the way it worked out, but convenient description. Yep.
Okay, well,
Vonvin has to report to Mr. Tremaine by, for first watch, so she's snagging some breakfast to munch on the way and headed for the garden.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And I think I'm heading to the Archer area.
You're heading up to report to your post?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I guess we kind of all got to report to our post here pretty quick.
All the females of the party anyways, yeah.
Okay, so I guess that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay, you guys get dressed, obviously, first.
Well, no kidding.
All right.
Yeah, a uniform on.
Yep. You've been given a couple of uniforms.
Yep.
Right? You are responsible for your mess kit yourself. In other words, you have to buy that. Welcome to the Navy.
This is one of the reasons why officers tend to be from wealthy families. It's expensive.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Right? But they gave you 2 work uniforms, which is all you need for now.
Well, like I said, I'm going to try to sneak up first and see if I can figure out what's going on with the XO and Madrimlian before I go on shift. But it's like it's a broad detour on the way to my shift. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Well, then, you find the XO on the bridge.
Right. It would be a breach of protocol for me to ask him, where's Madrimlian, wouldn't it? Actually,
Well,
she says...
he is Madrimlian, but you'd have to say Madrimlian Jr. or...
Right. Or Lilas, I'd actually have
Yeah.
to use his name. Right, yeah. But he knows me. I grew up with him, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So she says XO and sketches a salute.
Yeah, he returns it sharply. Go ahead, Hanson.
She says, I know it's probably none of my business, but I'm just, Lilas came out of the middy's berth a couple of minutes ago, and he looked concerned. Is everything okay?
I think so. He says, yeah, he's overreacting, I think.
She nods. Aye, sir, she says.
Yeah. He says, where are you supposed to be, Hanson?
I'm on my way to the... where am I? The wardroom, right? Because I'm the healer. I'm on my way to the wardroom right now, sir.
He says, excellent.
Thank you, sir, she says. She salutes again, and...
Yeah. He salutes dismissively.
Yep, all right, that was a dismissal. I head off then.
Yep.
I'm not happy because I still don't know what's going on.
Okay. Let's see. Vonven, we'll do you first. You get down to the garden on the ship where Alessander is waiting for you. All right? You are on time.
Awesome.
It's the day shift, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good morning, he says.
Good morning, sir.
Well, he says, great. I guess I might as well start by giving you a tour of the grove so that you know what's expected there, he says.
That would be wonderful, sir.
Very well then, he says. Yeah, and he takes her down to the, well, they call it the grove, but of course it's really just a room full of plants.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to run with this one as a sub-storyteller?
Yeah.
Kind of deal? Okay. So the grove is, I might as well do it in game, actually. He says, so the grove serves two purposes. The first is to help refresh the air quality of the ship as we travel. He says, sorry, here, just a sec. Yeah, he says, but we also use it to supply food, and we try to harvest fresh vegetables and fruit and whatnot on a regular basis.
And herbs.
And herbs, he says, medicinal herbs. Everything here
And
is
culinary
edible
herbs.
or useful in some way.
Von Vin nods.
Yeah, he then basically asks her about her familiarity with various plants that are available there. It's, you know, like, you know about herbalism. I know that you do in real life, so you'll find medicinal stuff like, you know, arnica, and there's, you know, the usual household type of herbs that are also useful. There's an aloe plant. There's
a variety of poppy with, like, bursting with seeds.
Yep, like a lot of more than you would typically expect for a poppy of such a size.
Yeah.
Right? There's roses that are all kind of, they seem to be kind of almost bonsaiing the roses. They're all intertwined, so they're growing in a small space.
Mm-hmm. Thick rose bush.
That makes sense.
And, you know, vegetable plants and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he just basically gives
And
her
the ever so important comfrey, I assume.
And the ever so important comfrey, you bet. Basically assume that if it's a commonly used medicinal herb, it's probably present.
Yeah. The grove is rather large, by the way. Like, these ships are not small. Right? This is a warflower, and it measures, I think, 400 feet from stem to stern. Right?
Wow.
So it's bigger than a football field.
Oh, I had no idea it was quite so big. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, they're not that concerned with, you know, making
Right.
sure everything's
But-
in that small space.
Well, they got a lot of crew on it, too. Right? So it's not that it's a small space so much as it's really brilliantly designed. You know,
Right.
things like
Layered gardens and
Yeah.
hanging gardens and
yeah, exactly, layered and hanging, and
probably an aquaculture system, I imagine.
Lettuce wall. And yeah, aquaculture would be ideal for a setup like this.
right.
Because fish plus
Right.
plants mix well, and fish makes food. But really, quicker production than a standard fish is a crawdad.
Oh, neat. I did not know that.
And you can eat them.
You can get You can eat a crawdad at 6 months, where your typical fish takes about a year to grow to an eating size.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's actually, we're currently researching aquaculture ourselves for our own use, so that's really kind of cool.
And crawdads are just little lobsters.
They're tasty.
Yeah, they're like freshwater lobsters. Actually, they're
Yeah.
on my list for my own aquaculture setup for that reason, and nobody else is doing it. And
Huh.
one female can produce like 100 babies.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, yeah, they're sea bugs.
Okay, so we spend some time doing that. I think it's probably appropriate to go on to somebody else.
Yep. Alva,
Yep.
you report to the deck where you see that Marine commander, the good-looking big. He is big, this elf.
Which one was that again?
Lieutenant Commander Goldenbow.
Not Lieutenant Goldenbow.
Not Lieutenant Goldenbow, the asshole. Lieutenant Commander Goldenbow, the nice guy.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right. He smiles as you approach.
Salute.
Obviously Yasma's with him too, because this is where she would report as a Marine.
Biobreak.
All right.
Go up and salute and say, reporting for duty.
Pardon?
Didn't say anything. What are you saying?
Reporting for duty, sir. And salute.
He looks to you both and smiles and says, "Welcome to your first day on the Arianrod's Pride.
Sir?
How did you sleep?"
Good, sir.
Like a twig, sir.
Like a twig. I like that. He says, to be honest, he says, mostly what you have to do is keep your skills honed. That's your job. So, sparring, target practice. Right? You're a archer. Are you not, Alva?
Correct, sir.
So report to the quartermaster and ask him for however many arrows you figure you're going to need, and keep him practice on your ship. Shoot things that you can try and hit.
Affirmative, sir.
And
Salutes.
yeah, you're dismissed. Go do that, he says.
And she leaves.
Right? And he says, and Yasma, you find a sparring partner.
Okay, sir.
Keep yourself sparring.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he smiles. He says, yeah, you're dismissed too. Go ahead.
I go off and find someone to spar with.
Yeah, there's lots of Marines. You can tell by your uniforms. All right? Marines have very brightly colored uniforms.
Okay.
Bright red. That's why they're
Not
called
red shirts.
No, that's why they're called toy soldiers. Because their uniforms are really red and they look like toy soldiers. It's Elven Marines that got that nickname. So that's what you are.
Cool.
Yeah. So you just find somebody else in a red uniform and ask them if they want to spar, and yeah, you guys take out some practice weapons. Nobody on a ship carries a weapon around, not unless they're using it for something. All right? Nobody carries anything around they're not using for something. All right? Because you need your hands. All right? So, if you're practicing with a bow, then you carry a bow around. If you're not practicing with a bow, your bow stays in your middy's berth. Right? Because otherwise you got to keep an eye on it and track of it while you're trying to do other stuff on the ship, right? That was a cue for you to respond.
Sorry, I got distracted by some deer.
Dear.
Oh, dear.
Right on. You guys are at home?
Yeah,
Nice.
sorry.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Alva?
Yes, it did.
Okay. All right.
She goes and gets her bow.
Yeah. And go talk to the quartermaster?
Yep.
Yeah, he gives you like 100 arrows in bundles of 20. All right.
Holy crap.
All right. He says come back next week if you run out of them.
Roger that.
Yeah. So
Harris?
what's that?
There you are. Okay, we lost you for a second there.
Ah, okay.
And head up to wherever my targeting range is.
Yeah, okay. Targeting range is on the upper deck of the ship. All right. And, yeah. Yeah, so, you're up on the upper deck. You're in the wardroom.
Right.
When your mother comes in,
Captain?
she says, Ensign. She
Salutes.
says, just the person I was looking for. She says, we're going to be having a new crewman.
Okay. Another MIDI?
Yes. I'd like you to show him the ropes.
Of course, I'd be happy to, she says. Yeah, she falls in with her mom then.
Yeah. And you guys head up on deck. Those of you who are on deck, which is most of you who aren't sleeping, notice a carriage pull up to the dock.
But
Uh-oh. She looks at her mom warily.
She raises her eyebrows in that, don't blame me.
Uh-oh. Now I know I'm in real trouble. Fine, put on my stoic, I'm a good officer face.
Mm-hmm. A doorman, a valet,
Here we go.
opens the door of the carriage, and a young man about your age, your guys' age, steps out. He's tall, not as tall as Ruavel, but tall, right? Well built, right? Golden hair. I think you said he had amber eyes.
I did.
Yeah.
An Alfar, obviously.
An Alfar, yes. Dressed in a midshipman's uniform. Right? Crisp and cut.
Well,
Obviously tailored.
I approve anyway. It's crisp and cut. That's good. Tailored or not. Of course,
Yeah.
It's tailored. He's an Alfar. Resist rolling my eyes.
Yeah. Right? He says something to the valet, who unpacks a bag for him and puts it down. A dunny sack.
Right.
Right? He shakes his hand and picks up the dunny sack and heads up the gangplank.
Do I recognize this guy at all? Have I ever met this person?
No,
Okay.
but you do recognize him. You've never actually met him.
Okay. Where do I recognize him from?
The palace on Glimmerfell.
Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so he's like an important noble then, at least.
Yeah.
Can I place the face at all?
It's hard. It dawns on you in the last second, just as he says permission to come aboard, Captain, and you recognize the voice, that you hear his father's voice in it. And this is Prince Xerxes.
Oh, God.
Granted, she says to him. He comes aboard and salutes the ensign. The flag of the ship, by the way, is what the ensign is. All right? He says, Midshipman Xerxes Radiant reporting for duty, ma'am. She says, excellent. She says, this is Ensign Celine Wintermist. She says,
How do you do, midshipman, she says.
excellent. She says, she will be in charge of your education. Yes, ma'am.
Aye, ma'am.
Show him to the Mideast berth.
Right away, Captain, she says.
Mideast to the Mideast berth, she yells. All right, come meet your new crewmate.
Yeah. I assume everybody falls in.
Yep.
Retrieve any of my arrows that I can.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And fall in.
Yeah, you guys head to the Mideast berth.
Does anybody not fall in? I guess we should ask that.
Yeah, does anybody not fall in?
I fell in.
Husband is below decks in the garden.
Yeah, she hears a call come over the comm.
The speaking tubes.
The speaking tubes. Right? It says Mideast to the Mideast berth.
Oh, I guess we'll take this up later, says the LT, nodding to you.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Of course, he says.
Crowley gets up to go
He
see
heads
what's
for the
going on.
Mideast berth.
Yeah, and Crowley gets up to go here see what's going on. I caught that.
Also, I heard Taz in there.
Did I hear Taz in there?
No.
No? Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, you wake up, Taz, because there's all of a sudden a lot of commotion going on in the Mideast berth. All right? Everybody's coming in. It might be shift change time. You hope not, because it feels like you haven't slept yet.
Yeah, I check. I open my eyes to see what's going on.
All right, well, the midshipmen are coming in. All right. Yeah. Ruavel grins from his hammock and leaps out of it. Right?
Figures. I whisper under my breath.
I get up, obviously, because it's like, okay, this is something important. I gotta get up.
Yeah. He says, Xerxes, you dog.
Oh, God, Celine is thinking to herself. Now I've got to wrestle with two of them.
Rualith, they put you here? He goes, they don't know that name. Don't use that name, man.
Did the captain come with us, or did she just tell us all to go? Okay, well, Madrimlian's not here. Captain's not here. I guess I better take charge of this situation. She says, everyone, I would like you to meet Prince Xerxes Radiant, she says, whom I have never met in person. She says, though I've seen.
I understand that being Prince Xerxes Radiant would a couple of coppers will buy me a coffee if I.
You're absolutely correct, Midshipman. That is exactly how it works here.
I expect no special treatment, Ensign.
She says, nevertheless, I felt it was important that everybody else be aware of who you are. We can't forget that when dealing with outside situations, she
Right.
says.
He says, I'm just Xerxes here, so.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I'm pleased to meet you all.
I'm Celine Wintermist. We already have been introduced, she says. And she nods to whoever's on her left to introduce themselves.
That's Alva.
Hello. I'm Alva.
Charmed, he says. Okay, then.
Well, then I'll start introducing people if they're not going to introduce themselves.
Yeah.
I was.
Okay, so Arden is. He's like,
Arden Spellsword.
Pleased to meet you, he says.
Pleased to meet you. And I think he
I'm
proceeds to
Yasma.
get back into bed because he's tired as shit.
I love it. Okay, and I heard Yasma speak up there too.
Yeah, I said, hey, I'm Yasma. How's it going?
Excellent, how are you?
Good.
He says, there certainly is a lot of you.
I think they've decided to send everyone
I'm
to my
Von Vin's
mom's.
Star Song.
Von Ven, pleased to meet you. Charmed. He says, are you
Pleased to meet you as well.
Svartafar?
Star Elven,
I
she
did-
says.
I catch that.
Are you Star Elven, he says.
Yes, I am, she says.
Brilliant. Yes.
And that gets you maybe a cup of coffee around here too, she says.
Yeah. If you stand in line, says Ravel.
If you stand in line, she says.
It is. I just meant there's a lot
I
of
put my
shoes.
boots on like everybody else.
First the left feet, then the right.
That's right.
No, not even Crowley does that, she says.
Oh, I didn't mean to see you there, Crowley.
Hello.
Oh,
Most people don't see me. I'm rather short.
Yeah, so I noticed. He says, and talkative for a cat. He says.
There are people
yes.
called the Phoenok, apparently, she
The
says.
Phoenok. Excellent, he says. He says, I've not had the pleasure, nor have I ever read anything about your race. He says, I'd be delighted if you would tell me a bit about yourself sometime.
Well, we're known as the Knowledge Keepers.
Okay.
We have great, vast amounts of knowledge about.
Celine smirks to herself a little. Because to her, she thinks Crowley knows about rats. But that's cool. She doesn't argue with him, though. She doesn't know anything about his people, so.
And
out of character for one moment. The less people know how intelligent I truly am, the better.
yeah. Well, I'm very
I
pleased
like
to meet
everyone to come just a mouser.
Well, then I'll treat you like just a mouser.
No, that was out of character.
Oh, that was out of
That was
character.
him
Oh, okay.
expressing his thoughts for the benefit of the GM.
Ah, okay, sorry. My bad. I forgot to start the game on the World Anvil site.
Oh, well, do it now.
And I'll reach into one of the satchel pouches I have and pull out some rat tails. And
Oh, good work, says Celine to him.
He's grinning.
I thought he was going to stick it in his mouth like a piece of straw.
Crowley, as you might imagine, is our official ship's cat.
Excellent, he says. He says, an officer and a gentle cat. Sounds good to me.
Celine grins. That actually won her over a bit. She likes that. He obviously has a sense of humor.
He says, well, Rolf, since what do we do? We're on the
Celine
night shift.
snickers.
We're on the night shift, says Ravel.
Yes. I think so, anyway, she says. I better go over the duty roster again, make sure it's balanced. Double checks that.
And we have 2 weeks of latrine duty, courtesy of Rulevel.
Ah, what did you do?
Oh, he was smoking.
Fool. Where'd you get the smokes? I stole my dad's humidor.
Celine rolls her eyes. She's thinking figures. Has anyone seen Madrimlian, by the way?
Who's Madrimlian, says Xerxes?
Oh, one of the other middies, she says.
Oh.
Or, well, no, the other ensign. Right, he was promoted to, she says.
I haven't seen anybody in an ensign's uniform aside from yourself.
Nope. I say from the bed.
Okay, yes, I'm sorry. We should let you guys get some sleep. We'll put you on the night shift for now, she says, and...
Okay.
Actually, no. On second thought, no. You're going on the day shift, she says. Thinking to herself, I desperately need to separate Ruavel and Xerxes, obviously.
He says, okay, I'm on day shift, you bet.
All right, I'll show you the ropes, she says.
Excellent, he says. Get some sleep, my friend. He pats Ruavel on the shoulder.
What kind of uniform is he wearing? Is it just a standard naval uniform?
Standard Navy.
Okay, so...
Officer's uniform.
Any sign of pilot training? Does he have wings as a pin or anything like that?
Yes.
Oh, good. You're a pilot, she says.
Yes.
Great. Then I guess I better take you down to the helm room and show you all around there, she says. Unfortunately, as ensigns and middies, we rarely get an opportunity to fly, she says.
Yeah, I hear ya, he says.
All right, right this way, she says.
Okay.
Everybody else, back to your stations, she says.
Yeah, I head back.
Salute, turn, and
Von
go.
Finn heads back to the garden.
Okay, caught you both there.
And,
Crowley.
Crowley climbs up into the crow's nest for a nap.
okay. And, Arden goes to sleep. Arden goes to sleep, yes?
Apparently he's already sleeping.
Apparently. Arden, are you napping?
Taz.
Sorry about that. Yeah, he was planning on going back to sleep.
What the hell happened to you?
I think he went to get something to eat.
I went to actually refill my drink water.
Oh, okay, that's
Okay.
cool. Hey, no worries, guys. Just let us know, okay?
Yeah, it does
Right.
help you're AFK, because...
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Speaking of which, I'm going to go and have a smoke.
All right, see you
All
in
right.
a minute.
Okay.
We'll go back to my duties. Well, actually, no. First, I show him to the helm room and show him around there.
Mm-hmm.
Since he's an NPC, I imagine we probably shouldn't waste time describing that.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, not at any point to it. You can describe it when one of the PCs is in there.
Right.
Right? But, you hear the bell go off that you guys are sounding out of harbor.
And I still don't know where Madrimlian is.
Hmm.
Uh-oh. Well, I don't know for sure that he's missing yet. He could be somewhere else on the ship. It's a big ship.
Yep.
Or he could be acting,
Or he could be which?
working on orders.
Yep, that's true. I have no idea. So go to my station and prepare to head out.
Okay.
Make sail.
Crowley wakes up at the bell,
Yeah.
climbs back down to the deck, and he's gonna meander around like he's looking for mice and whatnot. He's
Mm-hmm.
actually looking to hear information.
Okay.
Listening to crew conversations and officers' conversations, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, crew is just basically excited to be getting out of harbor. All right. Yeah. All right, and you guys are, the officers seem to be worried about something.
Oh. Am I getting that sentence in the wardroom too?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Look to the commanding officer in the room.
Mm-hmm. Which is Commander Madrimlian.
Sir, she says.
Yes, Ensign.
She says, is there something going on I should know about, sir?
Only that we're worried about taking on a dignitary.
I agree completely, sir.
If word gets out of this, we'll be a target for every pirate in sphere.
Right. Perhaps I should counsel the midshipmen to use a different name.
Well, there is a lot of Xerxes among the Alfar.
Yes, but Radiant is hardly common, sir.
Yes, I should use a different last name. Perhaps you could help him figure that out.
I will, sir, she says.
And if you see my son, tell him to come see me.
Aye, sir. Yep, well, hold my position till we're out of harbor, because that's where I'm supposed to be in case there's any trouble.
Yeah. Oh, he said so. In Twitch.
Yes.
Huh?
Okay, so...
Okay. So...
maybe you should describe the ship leaving harbor.
Okay, well, first of all, there's a lot of people coming aboard all of a sudden. All right. Crew that were on leave are like, you know, coming aboard.
Right.
All right.
Yep, wait patiently for everybody to come aboard. That's...
Yep.
how much time passes here?
An hour?
Okay, Madrimlian is supposed to be in this room, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess after about 15 minutes or so, I say, sir, permission to look for the ensign?
You think there's something wrong?
Well, he should be here, shouldn't he?
It's
not like him to not be at a station.
He should be in the library. That's where I sent him.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. She says I'm sorry.
Because if you're worried, you can go check and make sure he's there.
Thank you, sir, she says. Yeah, she'll go head out and check on that.
Okay. Yes, he's in the library, but he can't play him, so he is out of commission.
Okay.
All right, so he tells you he's researching something for his dad.
Ah, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I'll leave you to it then.
He does mention that the Prince of Glimmerfell is supposed to be coming on the ship.
Yeah,
right?
I've met him, she says. He seems alright, but he's a friend of Ruavel, so now I'm really worried, she says. I separated them. He's on the day shift, she says.
Yeah, he rolls his eyes. It was okay, well, I'm going to go get some sleep.
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, she goes back to the XO and tells him, no, that's where he was, sir. I was wrong to be worried. He says he's going to go get some sleep now for his shift.
He says you're never wrong to be worried about a friend, Selena.
Thank you, sir, she says.
We're elves, not trolls.
Aye, sir, she says. Or rather, Avalon, if I'm using my own language.
Yep.
Av being yes or I, and Elan being sir. Or milord, or anything like that, really.
Yep. And the ship lifts away from the planet.
Well, get as close as I can to the porthole without violating my station so I can watch the stars turn to rainbows and shoot away in a red shift.
Mm-hmm.
I go and watch too.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of you have not seen space yet. So, I mean, like Crowley has, but it was in
I'm
the
sure
whole.
there's this.
Oh, sorry, Von Vin, go ahead.
I'm sure there's a spectacular view. I'm sure there's a spectacular view from in the gardens.
Yep.
I imagine it has a lot of window.
Yep.
Yeah, the lieutenant is not going to interfere with Von Vin's opportunity to observe leaving harbor. Because, yes, one should look. He says, you don't have to look like you're unobtrusively looking there. He says, it's quite all right. Right now, your official orders are to watch our departure and enjoy it, he says.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
He grins and nods.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you get you guys up on the deck are called over to the edge of the deck so you can watch the leaving by the lieutenant commander. Did I say it was Alessandra's father he was working for, or his brother?
I think you said his father, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, he said his father.
Okay. Who is also a lieutenant commander.
Right.
Comes in to the garden. Von Vin.
Yep. Alessander braces and salutes.
Yeah, he says, as you were. He says, I came to see if you're enjoying the takeoff there, Von Vin.
Yes, I am, sir. Thank you.
It never gets old, does it, Alessander?
No, sir, he says. Not at all.
The wonder of the stars. He says, it's what draws all us druids out here. He says,
Amazing.
Alessander is smiling and nodding. For those of you who've not done it, I described this in one point in the book, right? Basically, traveling in interplanetary space as opposed to interstellar space, right? When you're traveling between planets without leaving a system, you travel at relativistic light speeds, but not like super light speeds, right? So it's basically you see what's ahead of you shift to blues and purples, and what's behind you shifts to reds, right? And that's just because of the way light bends when you're traveling at faster than light travel. And they also kind of make streaks as opposed to points.
Yeah.
So, like old sci-fi flicks, basically.
yeah, but they had it right.
That is very cool.
And pretty as hell.
I imagine it really is, actually. Would that I would live long enough to experience that in, like, real life, but no, I'm going to die far long before we discover that, unfortunately, in the real world.
Yep.
Yeah, so we depart.
You depart. Then the bosun you hear the bosun's whistle go off after you guys are at speed. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't do it really well with my teeth in.
Right.
All right, but he yells out, all hands stand to stations. Prepare to receive our orders.
Aye, bosun.
So you guys go to your stations?
Yeah, I'll get out of bed
Yes-
and go to
yes,
the
sir.
station.
Yeah, that includes you in the bed.
Yep. Stand the station.
So there's only one person who'd be in the midshipman's room then, because he hasn't been assigned yet.
Who's that?
The prince who just got aboard, right?
Oh no, he's been assigned to the wardroom. He's
I missed that then.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, she nods to him when he comes in and, basically kind of stands beside him so he doesn't feel like he's off by himself. He's the most junior person in this room.
Oh yeah. Captain calls over the speaking tubes. All right. Crew of the Arian Rod's Pride. Here are our orders. She solemnly takes out a folded envelope of paper with a seal on it. Shows the seal that people can see that it's the seal of the Imperial Elven Navy.
Right?
Breaks it with her dagger. Unfolds it and says, to the crew of the Arian Rod's Pride, on this day, what is it? Shoot, I forgot what day it is.
It is the 15th of Flower Moon.
Right, on this, the 15th of Flower Moon, 30 or 4639.
That sounds right.
Right? You are to do as follows. Rendezvous with the fleet at Arianrod and escort the settlers of Arianrod to to the world of Peridot.
Do I even know where Peridot is? I've never heard of it. Okay.
Nobody's heard of it here.
Got it.
Once there, provide escort and security while the settlers, the colonists, settle it.
Right.
Is there any questions?
Am I we're in a position where I can see her and ask questions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, raise my hand.
Ensign, go ahead.
Captain, where is Peridot?
Since Yggdrasil Sprout,
Oh, she says. Thank you, Captain.
you guys are going to get your first chance to see a world tree.
Oh, wow. Say under my breath.
What's a world tree?
She smiles. As a matter of fact, all the senior officers get a big grin on their face.
Yeah, Alessander too, even, actually.
It is the source of all elven power. It's the tree of life. It is what
You're looking at me like, and I don't know what you want me to say. What are you looking for?
I'm not sure.
Oh, so Celine says quietly to them then, it's where the starseed ships come from.
Yes.
Oh.
These are seeds of the world trees. So if you can imagine that a seed is 100.5 meters long,
I've always wanted to see one, says Celine quietly, so as to not interrupt the captain.
she goes, well, that's it then. Put us underway, and hands, stand back to your stations. As you were.
Avalana.
Yeah, everyone calls out Avalana.
Avalana.
Which of course means I, ma'am.
Avalana.
Avalon.
Yep. So, Arden goes back to bed.
Yep. As I go
And
up.
so does Ruavel.
Oh boy.
I go back to the wardroom, of course.
Yep. Yeah, you're standing around the wardroom. Your mom comes in there.
Ma'am, she says.
Ensign. She says, how is the new midshipman fitting in?
So far, so good, she says.
Good. She says, I think you should help him come up with a new last name.
I was thinking that, actually, Captain, she says. How much does he look like Ruavel?
Enough.
I was thinking perhaps I could get him to claim to be Ruavel's brother, ma'am.
They're a year apart.
Well, they do seem to know each other rather well, and are obviously familiar enough to call each other by their childhood nicknames, she says, so it would explain that.
True. Okay. Talk to Ruavel when he wakes.
Avalana, she says.
So, underway. Rolling.
Keep the ship a-rolling.
Rolling,
The stars
rolling.
are all unfolding. Starseed.
The cat's got rawhide.
Yeah, okay, once we're underway, I imagine that I'm supposed to get back to minding the midshipmen and seeing that they're doing their duties, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to do that then.
Cave. Some of you get assigned to more mundane duties. Alright.
No.
Alright, yeah. So you know, work rigging, pull ropes, right? Belay lines.
Midshipmen rarely do any of that stuff, actually. They're learning how to be officers. But they might be assigned to assist with, helping do things like organize the sorting of sails, mending, learning navigation. That's an important part of their duties, right? Perhaps listening to the lectures of the pilots and whatnot. Von Vin's probably watering plants.
Yeah, that's Von Vin's basic job. Take care of plants in the garden.
Pull weeds, pack water.
What was that? Sorry?
Pull weeds, pack water.
Pull weeds, pack water.
Pull weeds, pack water. Yep.
Yep. Before becoming a master, pull weeds, pack water. After becoming a master, pull weeds, pack water.
And I imagine that the Marines are drilling and training.
Yep. Yeah. What we have here is a lot of Marines.
We do have a lot of Marines.
Yep.
It's a lot of middies on one ship, actually.
It's not unusual.
No, not when the captain is well respected and various people that they know ask them as a favor if they might put their middies to work for them so that they can start the long and arduous process of earning seniority for placement in the Avalonian Navy, which is every bit as difficult as it was in the British Royal Navy back in the day.
Yep. The difference is elves live for a long fucking time.
Yeah. Promotion can take centuries.
Yep.
I was gonna say, that just means they have longer time to run them through the crap.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, like you said, Alessander's a lieutenant. His father is a lieutenant commander. That's one rank above him.
They've obviously eaten a lot of shit.
Yup. And one thing it's clear to Von Vin is that Alessander really enjoys this work. Clearly he's happy. He doesn't mind doing any of this stuff at all.
She doesn't either. And, things that she's unfamiliar with, she has like thousands of questions.
Oh, he's happy to answer them. As much as he can, anyway. I imagine that there are things even he doesn't know, and he'll ask his father about those.
Yeah, so you guys arrived at Arianrod a few days later. I should fire up my...
Actually, it's only a few hours from Talasia to Arianrod, because Arianrod is the...
Okay.
I'm sorry, it is. Right? Because it's the moon of Arianrod. Or Arianrod is the moon of Talasia. Yeah. He gave me a me face. This is the problem when you're trying to, GM a world that, your wife, who's one of the players, created. So, she's like, actually, it doesn't really work like that. It's gonna get annoying, I'm sure.
Yep. So a few hours later, you guys arrive at Arianrod, where you guys get your first look at world ships.
Ooh.
World ships are immense, like kilometers across.
Holy cow.
How many kilometers?
About 2, approximately.
2?
2 kilometers across, yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. Carry hundreds of thousands of people.
World ships are something actually that Aaron made up, so I don't know what they look like.
Basically, they look like sort of a combination between a seed and an egg.
Oh, how do they manage that? Is it starseed still?
Oh, yeah.
Weird.
They're the mature seeds.
Oh, how interesting. Okay.
Huh.
Wow, says Celine. I have never seen those before.
Yeah. None of you have ever seen one before. It's interesting.
Which system is this planet in?
Talasia.
Systems are generally known among starfarers by the name of their primary world as opposed to their stars, which is how we do it in the real world, right? But yeah, it's the Talasian system because Talasia is the big population centered planet.
Okay, cool.
For Crowley's benefit, because he actually traveled here, and other, starfarers who would be familiar with such things, the sun's name is Lu.
As in the same as my middle name, Lugh.
Okay.
Right.
Now, is it a yellow, orange, or a blue star?
It's a yellow star, like Earth's sun.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on one sec here. We gotta mute the mic a sec. Okay, I'm gonna be AFK for a minute here. Aaron will carry on with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, for some reason the sound is not working on our other computer. And so anyway, yes, world ships. They look like a combination between an egg and a seed.
Wow, that's amazing.
Isn't it? Says Tremaine Sr. He says, someday we may even get to work on one, Von Vin. If we're lucky.
I'm sure that'll be a lot of work. I imagine there's a lot of room for garden on something that big.
Oh yes, it's mostly garden. It takes a whole team of druid, a whole grove.
Probably a
I
lot
was
of mice
gonna
and
say
rats.
if it's mostly garden, it would.
Oh yeah, a lot of mice and rats.
Crowley would love that.
Thousands of people work on those ships, he says. Just waiting on Sable now. She's just getting out of the bathroom. So.
Oh, you need me? Okay.
Well, I'm just going on with the plot.
Yeah, okay. I'm back. Carry on.
Okay, so...
Question.
Huh?
Is it 2 kilometers long or 2 kilometers across?
Across, it's round. Sort of egg-shaped if an egg was sitting up on its fat end.
Oh, okay. Egg shape. I was gonna say that's diameter then.
Yeah, it is diameter.
Okay.
Yeah. They're big, and there are 4 of them here. There's also a lot of other ships. Mostly corvettes, destroyers, frigates.
Quite the fleet.
Freighters. Your mother says, yes, it's a big operation. They're bringing a lot of civilians to a formerly military outpost.
She says quietly, do you know why we are bringing the young prince with us?
Yes, she says.
But it's none of my business?
She says, I don't mind telling you. She says, you can tell the other middies if they want, if you won't. He's, in the shit books with his father.
Oh, I see, she says.
And he said that he can go serve a term in the military.
Do I even want to know why?
Apparently it has something to do with a Nunnehy girl and a lot of whipping cream.
Well, there are worse ways to get into trouble, I suppose,
Yes.
she says. Okay, good to know. Thanks, Mom, she says quietly.
And so if he won't tell you, at least you'll know.
Right. She says, it wouldn't surprise me if he bragged a bit about it, actually.
Probably. He says.
Oh boy, she says. Okay, with your permission, Captain, I should probably go and talk to our new midshipman about what we were discussing.
You are dismissed to go about your business.
Avalana, thank you. She salutes and she'll go find Xerxes.
Xerxes. You find him in the mess hall chatting with the cooks.
What the hell is he doing in the mess hall chatting with the cooks? She'll listen quietly without drawing attention to herself to determine what the fuck he's doing here, since this is not his station.
Oh, it's ship's gossip. That's all that's going on here.
She says.
Ma'am, he says.
Midshipman.
Yes, ma'am.
Come with me, please, she says.
Avalana.
Yep. March off.
We'll talk later, guys.
She says, may I ask what you were doing in the mess?
Morale.
I don't believe you've been assigned the position of morale officer on the ship, midshipman.
He says, I took it upon myself to spice up the day of the people in the galley.
She says, I do appreciate that your presence might indeed do that, she says. But you've never been on a ship before, have you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. She says, middies are the lowest of the low. We are scum, she says. Ensigns are marginally better in that we get to command the middies, she says, but I was a middy until yesterday, she says. So, she says, I'll still advise you, though, that I grew up under my mother, and I'm not to be trifled with, she says.
You don't give me the feeling that you are.
Good, she says. So if we're not told to do something, we shouldn't be doing it, basically, she says. I know that's kind of impossible, but... What was he assigned to immediately? He was a pilot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your job currently is to be in the helm room, learning the ins and outs of how the helm room works, she says.
Okay.
Unless you were dismissed by whoever was in command of the helm.
Mm-hmm.
You were.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then. In that case, that's fine, she says, and I apologize for bothering you.
All right. We're underway. Not much to do.
That's true, she says. They'll generally find something for us to do. If I can give you some personal advice, she says, try not to run afoul of Lieutenant Goldenbow.
Lieutenant Goldenbow.
Yes.
He's not the Marine commander.
No, he's a good sort. He's stern, but he's fair.
He's...
He is that, she says.
He's bigger than Ruvel, and Ruvel's a monster.
He's a big elf, says Celine. Couldn't help but notice, she says. Arden's bigger, she says. Taller, anyway.
Yeah.
She says, but he is a petty dickhead, she says, who will find excuses to bother you. Except maybe he won't. I don't know. Maybe not you, she says.
Well, I hope he doesn't decide to treat me anything special. I hate that. Since all my life I've been treated special, and it says it's not me.
That's curious, she says. Why does it bother you?
She says, because I have friends who are not as affluent.
She smiles and nods.
Since about 10 years ago, my mother went to Carthan, to the plains of Vildara.
Oh, okay, she says.
And took me with her.
I've been to Carthan space once, but I was never on the planet.
Well, the Veldaran plains are mostly dominated by Nunni.
Right.
And I learned a lot about them. And I thought they were very fascinating people. And, I like their view on riches.
Which is to say, so I've heard that they don't really care unless you're sharing it.
Right. It doesn't mean anything unless you're sharing it.
Okay, she says.
So I have friends among the Nunni, and so that's why I don't care so much about the station.
I think I begin to see some insights into you and Ruvel.
Oh? Rolith?
Rolith, she says with a grin.
Call him Rolith, he hates it.
Why? She says.
Because Dad used to call him Rolith when he was a little kid.
She says, I'm not going to do that. She says, I haven't earned that right.
Okay.
She says, well, I got the sense that you and he were both, frankly, shit disturbers, she says.
When you put it that way, it sounds so harsh.
How about apple cart kickers? Would that be more appropriate, she says?
Yeah, okay.
She nods. She says, but maybe you're apple cart kickers in a way that I wouldn't disagree with necessarily.
We're like diamonds in the rough, he says.
Yeah, she just snorts.
He says, quite polished. My dad hates it.
She says, around here we'll earn you friends. Just don't try too hard, she says.
Yeah.
You can't help but being who you are, and we can't help but be aware of that, she says. We have a duty to be aware of that, actually.
And I got a duty not to put you guys in danger if I can avoid it.
I hope so, she says. And thank you for thinking of that, she says.
Someday it'll be my job to think about stuff like that.
That's true, she says. Yeah, he's not just a prince, he's the royal heir, as I recall, right?
Yep.
Yep. She says, my mother thinks it would be a good idea if you chose a different last name for the time that you're here.
I can see the wisdom in that.
I was going to suggest that perhaps you could claim to be Ruavel's brother.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't cleared it with him yet.
No.
Maybe I'll just tell him that's what he's doing, she says. It might be
Probably
good for him
an
to be
idea.
told what to do.
It's a good idea. Tell Ruavel what to do. I agree.
Yeah, well.
Bark orders at him and
Nonsense, she says.
make him do push-ups and stuff.
Not my style, she says. You'll get enough of that shit from Lieutenant Goldenbow.
I hear ya.
She says, but yeah, perhaps that would be a good idea. And you guys are very familiar with one another, so it's plausible, she says. I think.
And we look a lot alike.
Enough that you'd fool people who didn't know it anyway, she says.
And we are like third cousins or something. But
she says there's a joke among she that all Alfar are related somehow.
yeah, usually married to their sisters, he says.
That's the joke, she says with a grin.
I don't have any sisters.
Right, she says.
Paint banjos.
Banjos. Seriously, that's just not a fair stereotype. I've got to say, like, okay, total out of game, but it's not a fair stereotype. Like, really, royalty and high class people are far more likely to have family brambles, as opposed to trees.
Yep.
Than people in rural areas,
I know. I just thought it was...
Yeah. No, it's cool. I'm just sure that people who live in rural areas get really tired of that shit, that's all. Okay, so. And it was funny, though.
But if the tooth fits...
Right. She says, okay, well, maybe we should go find Ruavel and talk to him, too. Actually, no, he's sleeping, isn't he? Yes, because he's on the night shift. We'll get him when he gets up.
Okay.
Since you haven't been assigned any other duties, my suggestion is to go learn about navigation and learn it quickly, she says.
All right.
Yep, so she'll take him up to the deck.
Yeah.
Where they are teaching the young officers about navigation.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the officer of the watch?
Officer of the watch is... currently Lieutenant Commander Tremaine.
Lieutenant Commander Tremaine, okay. Is he instructing the lesson, or is my mom or somebody else?
No, he's instructing the lesson.
Got it.
Any of you guys want to sit down on a lesson about navigation?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm just checking here. It looks like we may have lost the stream. I don't know. It's or it could just be my computer being slow and.
So that it was dropping a lot of frames there, but it doesn't say that now.
Okay.
Crowley's gonna get in on list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
makes
makes
on
sense.
piloting and navigation.
Okay, learning about it. Okay.
Yeah, sit in on the lesson.
Yeah, basically, they are teaching about sextants and celestial astrolabes, and this ship is state of the art. It has a celestial astrolabe on it, an advanced celestial astrolabe. Right, which is basically a three-dimensional image of the star system that you can zoom in and out of.
That's cool. That's really cool. You guys ever seen the movie Treasure Planet?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
Not
well,
I.
sorry, you have two?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, for those of you who have,
Sacrilege.
yes, I know we have to, obviously she has to do that and check that out, but okay, for those of you who have, right, there is a scene where he opens up this little like egg-shaped thing, and then all these lights swirl around him, and it basically shows a holographic image of the system that you're in, right? So since we're looking at a celestial astrolabe holographic view of the system, right, you see a big yellow star at the center of it, right? And then there is a smaller planet orbiting near it, right? I don't know. Did you want to throw in additional planets from the ones I described, or
No, not right now.
okay? There is a blue and green planet that is circulating a little farther out, and around it is a white orb that clearly represents Aryan rods, since there are a bunch of little tiny ships around it. And then further out, there is a water planet. Then there is a couple of large dark planets, one of which has several rings. And then farther beyond that is what can only be described as a tree.
A tree that is so immense that there are planets in its roots.
Plural planets in it?
Yes.
They're very small. They're
They're
clearly
small
a lot
planets.
smaller than even the little planet that is orbiting close to the sun. But they are, yes, multiple planets, yes.
Are they orbiting the root?
No,
Or
they're in the roots.
tangled?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Nope.
Now, for those who aren't familiar with the process of navigation, right, this is done in space by triangulating from 3 points. When you navigate on Earth, right, it's basically, well, actually, I'll let Aaron describe this because he can describe it better. He actually knows how this is done. He's a sailor.
Well, it's a very similar sort of thing. You take 3 stars that you know where they are and which they are, right? Or celestial bodies if you can find planets, right? And you triangulate on the ship where you are by lining up the sextant with the planet or the sun in some cases, all right? And figuring out the angle of things and right.
And in space, you have to do it from 3 points, right? On a planet, you use the horizon.
You do the horizon and one other point.
Yeah, but in space, you need 3 points. Just okay, there we go. Right, in space, you need 3 points because you have to operate in 3 dimensions. One, when you're in a system, is usually the central star, right? Another would be a familiar constellation, and a third would be wherever you're going, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. First dog watch happens.
Oh, okay, so that would be the day shift getting dinner, and our shift is done.
Yep.
Great, go line up on the chow line.
Okay.
Kind of round up the day crew.
I get up and make sure to change the class because I think I'm still the youngest.
Yep, I think you still are.
Why has nobody commented on the age I picked to start off with?
It's fine.
42. Come on.
It would have been you or me.
Oh, somebody's playing a space opera. The age is 42. Well, good. It's a good one, Taz. I like it.
But what is the question?
What is the meaning of life?
No, the life, universe.
Well, what? That was the answer to life, the universe, and everything. That's what it is.
Yeah. But they don't know what the question is.
That's right.
We're all in line.
Okay, yeah, I heard everybody's in line. Good. Yep. Smile at everybody. Good morning, she says to the people who just got up.
They're not in here yet.
Oh, right. They get to hear the second shift. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so how was your day? She says to those that she wasn't directly leading around.
Doing pretty good. How about you?
It's been a pretty good day, I think, she says. I'm kind of impressed with
view was amazing from the garden.
Is it? I haven't been in there much.
Absolutely. It's a lot of window.
You know, I really should go down there and familiarize myself. I might need some medicinal herbs.
We got lots of them.
Psilocybin, says Xerxes.
Probably, she says. It's medicinal. You don't get to use it recreationally, she says.
What do you medicinally use psilocybin for?
Treating trauma, she says.
I have trauma.
You're gonna get trauma, she says.
How my headphones just fell off.
Okay, 1 sec. I gotta get up and grab his headphones. I
Oh,
think.
I got it.
Oh, wait, no, he's got it. Okay.
Just got shit in my lap. These headphones don't fit worth a shit.
Okay, so I'll have to get another set for next time.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I want something else.
Yeah, so he's messing around with his headphones, so just a sec.
I also have a set of earbuds with a mic if you want there, Aaron.
He says he's also got a set of earbuds for the mic if you want.
Who is?
Blake does.
Oh, okay.
Yes, thank you for the splitter, by the way. This is what is making this possible. Today's episode sponsored by Blake, who brought us by a headphone splitter so that we are not echoing continually in the dialogue.
Yay!
Yay!
Hey, how's the hamster dance? Okay. Yep. She says, do they have psilocybin in the medicinal garden there, Vonvin?
Yes.
Yes, they do, but Lieutenant Commander Tremaine monitors it closely.
Right, she says. Yeah, he's a by the numbers guy. He'll notice.
He'd notice, I guess. Okay.
On the other hand, depending if things go well and, if things aren't too much trouble, since I am a witch, I could probably requisition some for some full moon vision seeking at some point. Oh, and I have not introduced you yet to Lafathere. 1 second.
Yep.
Yep, I'm gonna
Go get Lafathere?
go get Lafathere.
Okay, he's on the bridge where he usually is, on his perch. Or is it her?
It's her.
On her perch.
Come on, you. It's breakfast time, she says.
Hops onto your arm.
Yep. So she comes out with this owl on her arm. It's a barn owl. It's fairly, it's mostly white. It's the paler kind of barn owl that's like white and brown.
Aww.
This is Lafathere, she says. For those of you who speak Elvish, which is all of you, Lafathere means moonwing.
Nice.
She's very handsome. Says Xerxes.
I think so too, she says, scratching her under the chin.
Yep.
Such as an owl's chin is.
Yeah. She breens at you a little bit.
I imagine Crowley noticed her, though, if she was
yeah.
perched on the bridge, because he's like, okay, there's a fucking owl here that's going to be competition for my rats.
Yep.
Only the ones on deck.
Well, she wasn't on deck, so. Yeah, she was. She was on the bridge, so yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, sorry.
Yep, only the ones on deck.
That's right.
Right.
The ones in the hold are yours.
And who knows? I might just share.
Make a friend.
Does she like to be scritched? Says Xerxes.
She's quite a lovies, actually, she says. Yes.
He scritches her. She coos. She likes to be scritched.
You've made a friend for life now. You're never going to get rid of her.
It's all right.
And now you see why she has these big leather things on her shoulders in her uniform, because the owl hops up onto one of them.
Yep.
Well, it's her dinner time, too, she says. She introduces her owl to everybody.
Yep. Anybody not want to meet the owl?
We all want to meet the owl.
Bonvin's down on meeting the owl. She likes critters.
Better than she likes most people.
She fell out of her nest when she was small.
Generally.
She says to Von Vin, and she hurt herself a bit, and of course, I had to go and make sure she was okay. And then, of course, her parents wouldn't take her back because she smelled like me. So my mom said, well, that's your responsibility now. She was right. So we're best friends. I'm kind of her mom, she says.
I
who's a
kind
pretty
of
bird?
doubt it was the smell thing. Birds don't have noses. They can't smell.
Oh, really? I did not
I
know
was just
that.
about to say that.
It's taste, actually. They smell through their tongues.
Well, you learn something new every day, she says. I didn't know at all.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Does she stay in the Medes berth with us?
Well, she has a perch on the bridge, but usually, she says. Depends on what shift I'm on, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, she's an owl, she says. And I'm on the day shift.
Mm-hmm. How does she like space?
She's used to it anyway, she says. I think she likes the view. She often flies up into one of the masts and checks it out. She's known to occasionally dive from the deck, though, so I figure I should warn you. It's not after you, she's after mice.
Ah. Yep. So I guess you'll have to avoid deck mice there, Crowley.
Avoid deck mice?
Yeah, avoid deck mice.
Well, she'll compete with you for them anyway. She won't go into the hold, though, so... She doesn't like it in there, too confined.
Yeah, and don't mind sharing.
Oh, that's nice of you, she says. She can only eat so many.
You might want to
rats
try
a
the
day.
garden.
You get the feeling that she doesn't mind sharing with him either.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear Von Vin there.
You might want to consider trying the garden. It's rather spacious.
I didn't think of that. What a neat idea, she says. I bet she would love it in there. Okay, I will take her there after dinner since I have a little bit of free time before sleep.
There's no shortage of mices and stuff kicking around there because there's lots for them to get into.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, yes, except of course we have to clean the latrines first. I forgot, she says.
Yep.
Yep.
Do you guys all want to come to the garden after dinner, or once we're done the latrine cleaning, or did you want to, I don't know, play some
Ruvel
cards?
says, if you guys want to go down to there, I'll clean the latrines. Don't worry about that, guys.
Oh, you can't be expected to do it all by
coming
yourself.
in. Says Ruvel coming in.
You can't be expected to do it all by yourself, she says.
Oh, I can do the vast majority, yeah.
No, that's fine. Many hands make light work. We'll just all get it done.
To be honest with y'all, I feel a little guilty about it.
No, we'll all pitch in.
Yeah, don't, she says.
We could have spoke up.
That's right. He would have found something to add extra duties anyway. It wouldn't have mattered, she says.
He nods. So has Xerxes made a complete pain in your ass yet?
No, not yet. Quite, she says, winking. I have something I'd like to talk to you about, she says.
Okay, I have yours.
Clearly, it's probably not in our best interest for the universe to know we have the royal heir of the Glimmerfell throne on the ship.
Right.
So I'm thinking that he should claim to be your brother.
Okay.
Perfect, she says.
Congratulations, you're now a Sunfall. Oh, excellent.
I don't know if that's a promotion or a demotion, she says. No, I'm kidding. Of course it's a demotion, she says. Not that I have anything against the Sunfalls, but, Radiance.
We're not the Radiants.
That's right, she says.
Though we are third cousins or something like that, he says.
Yes,
we looked it up once.
Oh, yeah? Did you?
Yeah, it's like our great-great-grandmothers were sisters or something.
Huh, neat, she says.
Yeah.
I think my great-great-grandmother was a farmer, she says.
I don't know, says Vonvin. My mom died birthing me, and who the hell knows who my dad was?
Well, you got the royal look about you.
I was abandoned as a baby. I don't know who my parents are.
That's sort of sad, says Ruvel. Who raised you?
Did you guys hear that?
Orphanage.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
I may have heard Allison's mic in there, too.
I didn't hit the buttons.
Okay, good. Sorry. Carry on. Dawn was saying something, and I cut her off.
Yeah, she was saying it is what it is.
Right. Okay.
Well, you found a good friend in Crowley, I think.
Yeah, he had a rough start, too.
Oh? That was an invitation for you to elaborate, he says. The grin.
I bought him from some traders. Exotic pet traders.
Exotic pet. How degrading.
Couldn't stand seeing him in.
If we find out who this person is, the Navy will have him arrested. Slavery is illegal in known space, she says.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't know he was intelligent.
He didn't say anything?
Thought he was a cat.
And you played dumb and let them think that, he says to Crowley.
I kind of had out of where I was. Way out and off the planet.
Oh.
I don't know if I heard that right.
I'm not sure if I heard that right. Can you repeat it?
To get off the planet I was on.
No, you cut off right after the
Okay, no, I think I pieced it together. He needed to get off the planet he was on.
Ah. You need to get off the planet you were on, is what he said. So, okay.
Right, so it was in your best interest to keep
My
silent.
home world.
Why was it in your best interest to get off your home world?
That's a long.
Well, hopefully you'll feel comfortable telling us sometime, Crowley.
Maybe.
Okay, she says. She scritches him behind an ear.
Yeah.
She says, my mother knows who my father is, but has never told me, she says. Shrugs. I think it was some friend and they had a good evening one night. Shrugs. Maybe it was Beltane.
Orreus?
Sorry, Orreus, she says. Maybe it was Orreus.
Yeah, you're liable to do all sorts of strange things like kiss Elfar and stuff on Orreus.
So I've been told, says Celine primly.
Oh dear.
I actually was an Aureus Mary begot, she says. My mom didn't know who my father was. All I got was some handsome ranger that caught her out gathering dew from moon blossoms.
That's a lovely story, actually. I think that's very sweet. I love
Unfortunately,
Orreus.
she died having me.
That is sad, though, she says.
And I was raised by the Druid Grove.
Well, I hope you've never been lonely, she says.
Nope, not at all.
Crowley says, if you really want to know, I can tell you a story. I guess we do have time.
I would love to hear it, she says.
Well, it's said that 9,000 years ago on my planet, there was a Phoenix born all black like myself. And he was almost, there was not a whole lot of detail put into it, but from what I gather, he was almost the end of our world.
Oh.
And so therefore, I was born, as you can well see, black. So my mother was given a choice to either exile me or kill me. So I was exiled from my planet.
Oh, what a sad story.
They just believed I would be bad luck and I would bring about the destruction of our entire world.
That's awful.
Little old me.
Well, that's awful. Well, we don't think you're bad luck, Crowley.
No, to the contrary. I'm a witch. You're good luck to me, she says.
It's always been my good luck charm.
I believe it, she says.
Yeah, I bet you he's bad luck to your enemies.
I bet.
Say I look at the world in a whole different way.
Rubel says, well, if you let me grab something to eat really quick, we'll go and do that.
Sure, we should all get some food here.
Yeah.
She says, you guys are pretty quiet, she says to, nodding to Arden and to Alva. She says,
yeah. Sorry, I get distracted when I'm thinking about making something.
Oh, you're a crafter, she says.
Well, only really a blacksmith at the moment, but I'm working on it.
That's great, she says. I didn't know that. I should probably assign you some jobs with the ship carpenter and... I mean, not that there's a lot of application for blacksmithing on a starseed directly, but weapons repair, armor, repairing the railings, things like that, she says.
My weapon is actually something I created myself.
You made this?
Well, yeah, I made it.
That's beautiful, she says.
I've been working on some improvements in my head recently.
Oh, fantastic, she says. Well, I can't wait to see the result.
Okay.
Yeah, Alva's still really quiet, eh?
Get these.
She's eating.
Ah.
You guys were chit-chat, so she said, screw it, I'm getting ahead of you.
Oh, look, Alva's got the right idea, she says, sitting down at the table with her now with her food.
Yeah.
What is on the menu today?
I don't know. Elf cuisine.
Elf cuisine.
Nuts and berries.
Nuts and berries. Elves do eat a lot of nuts and berries, it's true.
Yep.
Crowley goes down into the hold and grabs a hold of a mini powder keg he has down there that's empty. Well, not quite empty. Got a couple of live rats in it. He's gonna bring it up and he's gonna offer one to the owl.
Oh. Yeah, she takes it and with a look at her mistress that says, "Oh, wow, what a nice guy."
What a lovely thing, Crowley. Thank you. She's very
Crowley
pleased.
will unceremoniously bite the head off the other one and start to eat it.
Yep. Which is what she does.
Celine is utterly unbothered by this. She digs into her food.
Yeah, sailors on the ship seem to be used to this too, so.
One thing that's a staple of elven food is rosehip soup.
Yeah. Which
I
is
believe
actually
I
really
said
tasty.
I called it clawlefane. I'll see if I can find the article here and link it in the chat. But it is, I mean, they eat a lot of rosehip soup. I considered elves need a lot of vitamin C. They need more vitamin C than humans do, right? And that's a hard thing to come by on a ship. So what's the most effective way of dealing with that? Dried rose hips, right? So they do a lot with dried rose hips and roses and spruce needles.
Yep. Pine liqueur.
Yeah, which makes any sailor who's ever tried it wince, because it tastes awful.
Like Buckley's.
Yeah, it tastes like Buckley's.
It's used.
I like Buckley's.
It's used medicinally on ships for like colds and flus and stuff.
I'll tell you what, Blake. Actually, I have learned that if the Buckley's taste good, I need it,
Yeah.
and it often
So
does.
is that why I always like it?
You got a constant problem with colds, maybe so. Yeah.
No, I don't. That's the problem.
Well, I don't know. I'm just always reminded of that one commercial for Buckley's, right, where they got the guy on the factory floor in his lab coat,
Right.
And they're talking to him, and they're like, he's reading this letter from a person, and it's like, Buckley's works so well, right? and stuff. But can you tell me, why does it taste so bad? And he holds up the bottle and he looks at it and he looks at the camera and he says, have you seen what's in it? That's why. Is that loud enough for you?
No, I've always liked the taste of Buckley's.
Too, but I also like Dutch salt candy.
Meat.
The only thing I ever found disgusting was a warhead.
Was a what?
A warhead.
What's a warhead?
A really sour candy.
Oh, I love those things.
I did manage to last about 2 minutes, though. I'd rather drink a bottle of Buckley's.
You rather have a bottle in front of you?
That
Rather
too.
have a bottle in front of me than have to have a frontal lobotomy. Okay, back to the game, guys. Yep, finish our food.
Yeah.
And then get going on the latrine cleaning.
Yep. Fucking Xerxes gets right in there, elbows deep in shitty latrines.
Cool, I'm impressed as hell.
Right? He doesn't seem to know what he's doing, but he takes instruction pretty well.
Okay, good.
Right, which is more impressive considering that he didn't give an extra duty.
Nope, he hasn't officially been assigned to this, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, that gets a smirk out of Alva.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, and I guess when we're done that, I guess we'll go check out the garden, unless anybody else had any other plans. Well, except those who are on duty.
Yeah, the people who are on duty have to go to their duty stations.
Yep.
All right. You're both Marines, so you go to the deck and do some bunch of training and drills and
They probably... Well, I don't know if there would be a spiral rapier training weapon.
well, there's rapier training weapons.
Close enough.
Yep.
Probably occasionally tries to do like the swirling disarm thing that it would work really well for that and not work. Work.
Yeah.
Like, oh, right.
Yep.
Not quite the same.
Yeah.
Which do you want to do first? Do you want to handle the people who are on their duties, or do you want to...
Well, I just handled the people who are on their duties.
Okay.
That's Ruavel and
Right.
Arden, so...
Right, and Madrimlian, so they're all...
Madrimlian.
Training.
Yep.
Okay,
So
head
I'm
to the
off
garden.
duty, right?
Oh,
Yep.
sorry.
I'm off duty then?
Yep. Yeah, the latrines was the last thing you guys had to do for your duty for the evening.
Wash up and go to bed.
Okay, you don't want to go down to the garden?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Alva's going to be difficult, I see. I'm going to have to work to draw her out.
Nope.
Okay, well, in the meantime, the rest of us go down to the garden, because
Yeah.
I've got a couple hours before I have to go to sleep. We are only on a 12-hour shift. So,
Yeah.
Go down to the garden and grab.
You go down to the garden of which?
I grab Crowley.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Grab Crowley and bring him down to the garden?
we'll invite him along.
I grab him by the tail, haul him over your shoulder. No. I don't think he would put up with that.
No.
Well, base of the neck, right between the shoulder blades, not like you could fight it.
I would.
Instant kitten.
Well, maybe you can show us around a bit, Von Vin. I actually haven't been in here since it was originally planted, and I mean, it's not normally part of my duty station, right? So.
Yeah, sure. She'll tour him around the garden and show him stuff.
Right on, yeah.
You know,
Right on, yeah.
here's the crawdad pond. It has raised edges. Careful, they pinch.
Cool.
Yep.
They're not playmates, Crawley.
Yep.
Although it would be really shame if they wound up in certain individuals' beds. But I didn't tell you about that.
Oh, yes, that would be a terrible shame, says Celine mildly. She's smiling.
Oh, you think I'm a
Boy,
shit
he is.
disturber? Or you think, oh, Ruel's not there. Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, she'll give him the grand tour of the gardens and, you know,
Yep.
along the path and stuff. Actually, she says, it's really nice here. I'm surprised that we're not forever chasing out, you know, trysts when people are off duty together or something.
Maybe you are, they just didn't do it today because they were actually busy.
Oh, yeah, you get a few people in the garden.
It could be.
Says Lieutenant Commander Tremaine as he approaches up to your group.
Sir, she says.
He smiles and says, how are you all doing?
Well, sir, she says. Von was very excited about the garden, and I had to come and see, she says. I haven't been in here since it was planted.
I find that elves in space don't spend enough time in the garden. Or they spend the most inappropriate time in the garden.
Right.
It does.
Well, I'm a witch, she says, and I'm fascinated by herbs in particular, but, well, you know, Mom's the captain, right? She says.
Of course. We'll come down any time. The garden's not off limits. It's just off limits to extracurricular activities.
Right, she says.
People have to eat this food.
Thank you, sir. Is it okay if Lafather flies around in here?
Hunts mice? Absolutely. And you must be Crowley.
Yes, yes, I am.
And if you want to hunt mice and rats in here, that's more than welcome. And there's voles, too. We have a few of them.
Ooh.
Yeah, I thought this would be a great place for Lafathar to get some flight in and, you know, catch some eats so she's not skimming people's heads on the main deck.
That's probably true. She spots a mouse and dives on it.
Yep.
Then she drops it on Crowley. And flies back onto your shoulder.
Give a thanking nod.
Definitely friends.
And put the little mouse that she dropped for me into my into a belt pocket.
Okay. It's dead, of course. Yep, says Ruavel, definitely friends.
You said Ruvel isn't here.
Oh, right.
Xerxes is, though.
Cersei says, definitely friends.
I think so. She says, well, this is
So
going to work
cute.
out well.
So cute that they're friends now.
I agree, she says. Well, she's an attention slut, so by all means.
Funny, I bet you Crowley is too. Says Cersei's.
Yes, he is.
Well, he did tell me he rather likes being pat.
Yep. He purrs. Cats of a feather.
Cats of a feather, I like that. Well, since I'm here and requisitioning herbs are perfectly legit, I will pick up some medicinal supplies and spell supplies.
Okay.
You know, the usual witchy herbs, a little belladonna,
Yeah.
a little wormwood,
Belladonna and aconite. Give
some
to me
verbena.
the gift of light.
Take me up, airborne in the night. Okay. Yeah. Referencing incubus, succubus, belladonna, and aconite.
Look it up. It's awesome.
Yep.
Okay, well, once I've filled up my pouches and pockets, you know, and had a look around, maybe stolen a berry or two,
Yep.
I'll be like,
Try the honey berries. They're delicious.
oh, yeah? Okay.
Oh, yes.
They're sort of from a honeysuckle type plant. And they're used to very extreme conditions, which is why they do so well out here. We don't have to be as careful with them.
Neat, she says.
But you do have to worry about bees during the day. Says
Right. Of course,
they
she
love
says.
them. And we keep a lot of bees.
Ghost pepper sky raisins.
Ghost pepper sky raisins.
That is hilarious.
Is that what Crowley says?
Yes.
I think it's dead, Jim.
I think so. They're all yours, Crowley.
We sort of need them, so we'd prefer you don't eat them unless you have to.
They're a little too spicy for me.
My pipe is missing. I need my torch.
Yeah, so did you guys want to do anything else, or do you guys want to get some sleep?
Oh,
I think
wait
I'll
for me. I
hit the
gotta
bed.
do latrine again in the morning, right?
No, you did your latrine this night.
So I'm gonna head to bed.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we'll head off to bed then.
Yeah. You guys turn in.
Crowley still wanders about, listening to conversations and general eye on everything everyone's doing. Curious.
Yeah.
Does he pick up any useful gossip?
I'm trying to think if there any useful gossip that you can pick up, but
I imagine everybody's talking about the young prince.
yeah, everybody on the ship's talking about the young prince. That's one thing. He seems to be popular.
It's good to know.
Now, are they referring to him as the young prince, or are they referring to him as his alias?
Yeah, his alias.
Okay.
Well, good. That's gotten around then. That's good to know, too.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay. Well, yeah, there's nothing really, around going on. Don't see anyone, being dishonest or doing.
Oh.
Okay. Mail anyone yet, so I'll go to bed.
All right. So.
Yep, I turn in.
Yep.
Evening shift.
Evening shift.
I better turn the bell.
Yep.
By the way, for those let me try that again. For note for everybody else, Alva actually sleeps with her bracers on, and it looks like she doesn't actually take them off.
Okay. She just said Alva sleeps with her bracers on and doesn't take them off. Ah, the mating call of the stoner.
Yeah, I really want one now. Damn it.
What, a joint?
Just
No, a
don't.
cigarette. I can't do the other stuff.
Well, sucks to be you. I smoke a lot of pot.
I used to.
I smoke my share and your share and her share.
You smoke a lot.
I smoke a lot. I cut down. I'm down to an ounce a week.
Yeah, I have no clue what that means.
Well, let's just say that's like better than an eighth a day.
You want to put that in grams?
4 grams.
Oh, no.
Double what I used to. Oh, wait. I used to smoke 2 grams a day.
I smoke a lot.
Yeah.
It
Just
keeps
a
me
reminder
sane.
to our listeners, we are in Canada.
Yeah, we're in Canada. This is legal here.
Perfectly legal.
Come to Canada when the crisis is over. When the crisis is over, you can all move to Canada where we have health care and marijuana. And our government is giving us $2,000 a month until the crisis is over.
Oh
Holy
wow,
crap.
that must be that's a lot of extra money.
Yeah, for anybody who
Grabbing in.
works. You're getting an
Mhm.
extra 300 or something there, Taz.
I didn't see anything. I figured there might have been a little boost to that, but I wasn't too sure.
Yeah,
No.
we
Yeah.
get an extra 300 for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Doesn't
Not to
it
mention
start
the
till
extra
the end of
GST.
April?
Yeah. The extra GST, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sleeping.
Yep.
But I leave Lafather to have at it, because this is her time, and...
Yep.
Nothing important happens on the evening shift, then I take it.
Actually, no.
I thought you were going to say yes for a minute there.
I had y'all going, didn't I? No, nothing happens on the evening shift. You guys are sitting outside of Arian Rod. It's not like anybody's going to attack a fleet of ships.
Yep.
No, not anybody that's smart, anyway.
Yeah.
Uh,
The pirates of Dummyville might, but...
Uh-huh.
But you drill. You drill, and you drill, and you drill, and you drill.
Drill, 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 drill.
When you're done drilling, you drill. Then you
Sounds
eat.
like a gnomish sex joke.
Which sex joke.
Oh, jeez.
And you're done drilling, you drill.
Crowley's gonna make particular attention and ensure that there are no mice or rats in the library at all.
Okay. That's your territory. That's what you're staking out, and you're going to keep that clear of rats and mice.
Not doing other things, yeah. There's a reason for it.
Yeah, because it's full of books. And rat shit and books
You are
don't go
correct,
together.
sir.
And rat shit and books don't go together.
No, they do not.
Do you know that if we had balls the size of a rat, that we would literally have basketballs hanging from beneath our dick?
I don't know why we needed this piece of information right now.
Yeah.
Rats
That's
have
a
big
good
balls.
thing that hasn't happened.
Rats have big balls.
It's got to be awkward.
Yeah, they drag them
Yeah.
behind them.
Anyways.
Yeah, I'm with Taz. Anyways.
Yep.
I guess during this bit before he goes to bed and after shift change, he'll probably spend some time looking for books about crafting in the library.
Oh yeah, you only drill for about 4 hours, right? And then you've got classes, basically, right? And if your ensign, which he did, is Madrimlian, has assigned you to anything, he's probably assigned you to look up some of that stuff, to study some crafting stuff.
Okay.
Right, so you actually have a few hours set aside in the day where that's your job.
Better.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of there might be a few pieces of paper with designs drawn on them.
Yeah.
And meticulous notes about what materials are good for what.
Yep. Okay. We got about 13 minutes left, guys. Do you want to put this up, or do you want to...
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys think we should call it quits here before we get into anything else?
Probably, because if we get into some big event,
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah,
get
I
too...
hate cliffhangers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to get too far ahead before we have Madrimlian back with us anyway.
Right.
All right, so I have prepared our credit sequence here, so I guess I'll read that now. And thanks for anyone who joined us tonight. We will be back next week at the same time, so on time, I guess this time, guys, 6 o'clock Pacific Daylight.
That
Okay.
is, what? 4 bells of the first dog watch.
That's right.
For those of you paying attention to the naval time.
Yeah, so maybe us players should plan to be here like a little earlier, like 22 or something.
Yeah, 22, 22, something like that, if you guys can show up and we can get things set up and get started on time next time. Is that happening?
yeah, I can adjust my alarm.
Sorry.
I
You are-
normally have an alarm for 5 minutes before, but I can set it for like quarter before. That's
You
Thanks,
are
guys.
Yeah, we can
forgiven.
do that.
Yeah, thanks, guys. That's great. All right, so Toy Soldier Saga Old School is game mastered by Aaron Ree, based on the Toy Soldier Saga universe created by Diane Morrison. Audio is provided by TeamSpeak. Sound effects and ambience when they appear, which will happen when we are more familiar with the streaming platform and can navigate it without possibly screwing everything up, will be provided by Sirenscape. Mapping software is provided by Campaign Cartographer 3 Plus and World Spinner with adaptations in Adobe Photoshop. Gaming software is provided by Fantasy Grounds, Hero Lab, and World Anvil. Check out our campaign at www.worldanvil.com/w/Toy Soldier Saga. Distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution License, the Toy Soldier Saga is copyright 1995 by Diane Morrison, all rights reserved. Thanks for joining us tonight, and thanks to our players.
All right, thanks, guys.
And yeah, next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Going off air, I guess if players would like to continue with our personal private game, those of you who are involved, are we doing that?
Yeah,
Once
we
I
will
get
be.
back from my mom's?
Yeah.
Okay. And have a good night, everybody.
yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Although I'm
everyone.
staying to, listen.